Hello everyone, this is Jay from Bro Gaming TCG, and I am here today to tell you my top 10 Pokemon from the new upcoming Sun and Moon TCG release. So I want to get started by saying two of my honorable mentions. These two honorable mentions are Umbreon GX and Espeon GX. Now both of these cards have some great attacks. I think that Espeon and Umbreon together make a great team, and I think Umbreon has some good viability in even standard play. If you want to check out a full video on Umbreon, the link is in the description to episode 1 of Is It Good, where I did an in-depth 2-minute review of Umbreon GX. But without further ado, I'd like to get into the top 10 on my list. So number 10 is Shinotic. Shinotic has a great ability, but it kind of falls off when you look at its attack. Its attack is 1 grass energy, 1 colorless energy. It does 30 damage, and it puts the opposing Pokemon to sleep. For 30 damage and putting it asleep isn't really that great, but Shinotic's ability is what makes it so good, and why I think it's going to be almost a staple in every single grass type deck. Shinotic's ability allows you to, once per turn, search your deck for any grass Pokemon. And that right there can really turn the tide of any game. It allows you to even set up a lot better. And it's going to be very, very good in this next format, but it is at 10 because it doesn't really have any punch to it. It's going to be a bench warmer. It's going to sit on the bench. And if it is switched in, its retreat cost of 2 kind of makes it hard to get out. So without a float stone, it's kind of just sitting there, giving your opponent a prize card if they Lysander it or use a different card to switch it in. So number 9 is Passimian. Now, everybody really kind of passes over how good this card can be. Passimian can really be good because if you look at some of the decks that are coming out, you see a big weakness to fighting types. Well, Passimian is a really good fighting type basic. Now, its first attack, Fling, isn't the greatest attack, but for 1 fighting energy can be used. But for its second attack is what I really like. Its second attack is for 2 colorless energy or double colorless energy. Pretty easy to put on a Pokemon if you're running double colorless in your deck. And its ability is for each Passimian on your bench, it does an extra 30 damage. Now it does a base of 10, but for each Passimian, it does 30 more damage. So let's say you have Mew, which can copy an attack, out on the field, and you have 4 Passimian on your bench. That can be very, very detrimental to some decks. Number 8, Toxapeck. Now this is another card that I think a lot of people have glossed over while looking at the Sun and Moon. Toxapex is an insanely good Pokemon because when its ability allows you to shut down your opponent's switch-ins. So when a Pokemon is switched in for another active Pokemon, it is now poisoned. So Toxapeck kind of shuts down your opponent from switching in too many Pokemon or retreating their Pokemon. So they're shut down with the Pokemon in the active. And its attack, Venoshock, is even stronger when a Pokemon is poisoned. So Toxapeck can really do some damage to some decks. Now, moving on to number 7, Lunala GX. I really like Lunala, and I really like Solgaleo, and I think they work well together. The reason Lunala is at number 7 is because of its ability and how well it can move energy around. Now, other than that, I don't see Lunala being played too much. Its attack does 120 for 4 psychic energy. That's really expensive, but with its ability to move energy around, that may not be a problem for Lunala to get 4 psychic energy on her. If you play Rainbow Energy and Psychic Energy in both in your deck, then it can be really easy to get 4 energy on there. And its GX attack isn't the worst that I've seen. It takes out one basic Pokemon, any basic Pokemon, and with EXs in play right now, it could really hurt it. It could really change the tide of a battle. Number 6 is Tauros GX. Now, at the beginning of when I was looking through and when I to do Is It Good, I glossed over Tauros GX. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was not a very good GX card. It had low HP, but now as I go back through Sun and Moon and go back through Sun and Moon, I see that Tauros GX is this amazing attacker. There was another Tauros that had kind of the same attacks, but they were weaker. But for two colorless energy, which a double colorless will cover all of Tauros's attacks, its GX attack and its 2 other attacks, Tauros becomes an amazing attacker if you are playing double colorless in your deck. Personally, in the deck that I will be making out of the Sun and Moon release, I am playing Tauros GX. I think that its first attack is really good because once it gets some damage counter built up on it, it's really going to pack a punch. And the second attack, two colorless energy for 60, allows you to put some damage while they're building damage up on you. And its GX attack could really, really damage your opponents. Now, number 5, I am putting Solgaleo GX at number 5. Mainly because of its GX attack. Its GX attack allows you to search your deck for any 5 energy, special energy or basic energy, and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like for just 1 metal energy. So once you draw that metal energy and attach it to Solgaleo, it's right there. And that's why I think Solgaleo pairs great with Lunala GX. Lunala GX allows you its cost of 4 psychic energy, but with Solgaleo it gets that energy out of the deck onto Lunala. Lunala can even move that energy around so that it's not stuck on Solgaleo or another Pokemon, and it's easy to get these big attacks that these 2 Pokemon have with this GX attack. The only problem to Solgaleo is that you are using its GX attack, but it has a strong attack if you discard all the energy off of it. So Solgaleo can go either way, but I'm putting it number 5 for my list because I think it is a very strong card. On to number 4, I am putting Orungaroo. Now, this is another card that I have pondered over and have thought to myself, is this card good enough to put in the top 10 list? And obviously I have ended on yes it is, and it made the number 4 spot on my list. Its ability, it allows you to draw up to 3 cards in your hand. Basically, I think there's a lot better draw power cards out there. Shaman is obviously better than Orungaroo, and Octillery is better than Orungaroo. But Octillery is a stage 1. Octillery is a basic Pokemon, and Orungaroo's attack is much better than Octillery's attack. As long as you are using your cards down to almost having no hand, Orungaroo's ability will really help you, drawing those 3 extra cards. So I'm sticking Orungaroo at 4 because of its attack and its ability combined, and because it's a basic Pokemon. Number 3, Serena. Now, I've made a video about Serena in my Is It Good series. If you want to go check out the in-depth review of Serena, hit the link below in the description. So Serena has an amazing ability, and something that I glossed over in my Is It Good episode was how good it can be with De-Evolution Spray. De-Evolution Spray was re-released in the Evolution series, and you can keep using De-Evolution Spray on Serena to get its ability and discard those cards from the hand of your opponent. Also, with Team Skullgrunt that is coming out in the Sun and Moon release, you can discard the energy from your opponent's hand. So I think Team Skullgrunt and Serena will be a really good combo together, even maybe a Team Flare Grunt to get off that energy from their active Pokemon will be really good. So I think Serena will be a good energy denial, card denial deck. Moving on to number 2, Lurantis GX. Now, a lot of people have been saying Lurantis GX is the best card from the series, and I'm going to have to disagree with them. I have another card that I like much, much, much more than Lurantis GX, but I'm not downing Lurantis GX. Lurantis GX is an amazing card, allowing just one grass energy to pick 2 grass energy from your discard pile. That's amazing. And its second attack still does 120 damage for 2 grass energy and a colorless energy. And with its first attack, it can easily get that grass energy on it. So Lurantis GX is going to be a really good energy recovering deck. I think it's going to be a good deck in the standard play. We'll see. But for now, Lurantis GX is number 2 on my list. So number 1. Decidueye GX. Now, if you check my last episode of Is It Good, I have a review of Decidueye GX. And I love Decidueye GX. Its ability is very, very good, allowing you to put 20 damage on any Pokemon, bench, or active once per turn. Its attack, not that great, but it's a grass energy and a double colorless for 90. So if you had to use it, you can, and it's going to deal some damage. But its GX attack, Hollow Hunt, is another decent GX attack. So it allows you to pick up 3 cards from your discard pile, any 3 cards, and put them in your hand. So it could really save your game, save your life in any game when using that GX attack. I think that putting 4 Decidueye on your bench and having a good attacking card, such as Tauros GX, in your active slot it'll really throw off some opponents with, alright, I have to get those Decidueyes out because 4 Decidueyes are dealing 80 damage to my Pokemon each turn. And that Tauros is pounding on my active Pokemon. So how am I going to get around all this damage that is coming at me? So I think the Tauros GX Decidueye GX deck is going to be very good. And leave a like on this video if you would like to see a deck overview of the Tauros Decidueye GX deck. But for now, that is all for my top 10 list. Remember to leave a like on the video if you want to see the Decidueye GX Tauros GX deck. Leave a comment below if you disagree with me. That's what the comment section is for, to disagree, to agree, to state your opinion. So please comment below. And don't forget, guys, if you're new to our channel, subscribe. This has been Jay from Bro Gaming, and don't forget, trainers, to keep on battling.